Hello guys! Here we are finally with a new video. Still sorry about last video of the tournament if it was kinda bad edited. So, today we are here with a special guest. Probably most of you already know him and know who he is. TURKFROG. Hey TURKFROG, thanks so much for joining us today. With CB2 for Tricky Tactics just around the corner, the community is buzzing with excitement. Before we dive into all the juicy details, could you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your role on the team?
Hello, this is TURKFROG, lead game designer at Tricky Tactics. I'm in charge of managing what will be the game design team. Here at Game Design, we usually work on units, on artifacts, on the progression of the game, and all kinds of stuff regarding the game itself.
So, with CB2 almost here, the team has clearly been hard at work. Can you give us a quick overview of what the main focus has been in preparing for this phase of testing? Are there any overarching goals or improvements the team wanted to achieve after CB1?
Okay, so let me tell you here what we have been doing on this long time that we didn't get a chance to do a beta, and also the delay of the beta. Basically, we changed a lot of things more than just once, like we wanted. For example, we updated our icons. We redid the UI. One of our main concerns or main comments during our first beta was that the UI didn't fit the game, and there was very few clear indications of what was happening on the board. For example, there were no sounds, no hit visual effects, and also those cues, like for example, when a unit activates a crush ability, that's basically when it defeats an opponent. All those things, we've been looking for ways to introduce that to our beta, and it's something we partially achieved, I would say. There's a lot of things to still improve, but everything you see here, it's probably going to be what you will see in the CBT2. We're actually working actively on improving the VFX, and also looking for people regarding those VFXs.
That's nice to hear. One topic that's been buzzing in the community is the rarity changes for some tricksters. Can you tell us what led to those changes? Were they inspired by player feedback, data from CB1, or internal balancing decisions?
Okay, so we decided to do a couple of changes to the rarities and also to how sets are arranged. This is because of one new unit that I can't really talk about, but you'll see at some point in the future. Hope it's this CVT, but I'm not sure. Basically, we had way too many units on set one, and we needed to have some more space, or well, I wouldn't say space, but basically not bloat the set with a lot of units. So we moved Farmer, Bucketeer, Archer, and Gnome to set 0. That will be the village entrance, the place where you will get the tutorial. Um, and with that, we changed some of the rarities. For example, Gnome is now rare instead of common. Haymaker is now common because, well, it will be one of the first units you encounter on set 1. Butter is also becoming common. Same with Dark Thrower. Wood Carver goes from epic to rare. This is because of the new unit I was talking about earlier. But yeah, we also had some more changes um, to set 2. Basically, we changed not only Hunter now becoming an epic unit, but we also changed Herbalist to become a common unit. This is because Herbalist is one of the few units that's really simple. It heals, and that's pretty much it. Um, we also made Leaf Blower common, and we turned Mossy Elk rare. You haven't heard a lot of them, but it's mostly to arrange them better with future sets so we don't cover those really specific niches since the start. So we make some anticipation that new sets are going to have better control units, better fighters, better rogue units, and that will pretty much be what happened to the rarities in the new set.
That's definitely really cool. It's clear that player feedback has played a big role in shaping the game. Can you tell us how the community influenced some of the changes we'll see in CB2, whether it's the trickster balancing new systems or anything else?
We really took a lot of the feedback from the community. For example, um, we were told that not only we had too many keywords, but also that some animations looked weird. We reworked some of the units so they look better. Some of them you haven't even seen them, but we're keeping those for later on. You'll see when the time comes. I think it will be in the tournament that we will reveal one of our remodels, one of two actually. Um, there is also some more community related stuff. For example, um, I think it has not been posted over yet, but basically in Tricky Talk 3, we explain that we will deliver smaller updates with less content during this year. This is because we want to test specific mechanics by themselves to see if they are good or if they need changes. And that's pretty much all the community stuff that we have in mind. We also have some cool events. I plan on doing a tournament, so be sure to be there once the time comes. And this comes from the team, like at all, not just me, by the way. Um, there is people, for example, I think it was Mirvox, Super Brains, and probably also Ripka. We talked about doing a small tournament to see how the meta develops and see what we can do to see if we balance the game like we want to feel.
Talking about OGs of tricky tactics. For players returning from CB1, what are some of the most significant changes they'll notice in CB2? Are there any reworked systems, balance tweaks, or other updates they should know about?
Some key differences from the CBT1 to the CBT2 would be, first of all, UI. Second of all, more units, like twice as much units. Um, it's not really twice, but very close to that. We also have what will be the music, the sound effects, the visual effects, some improvements to the optimization, lighting of the board, and also some specific changes on the gameplay. For example, during CBT1, you were only able to click ready once, and that's it. You can no longer do more changes to the units you have on the board, to the artifacts you equip, and also the units on the shelf. We added a confirm button. So basically, you have to tap twice. You tap the first time. If you made a misclick and didn't want that, you can just tap somewhere else and it will go back to normal. And if you're fully ready to go and you are sure that you will not make any more changes, you can then click ready to get it going, ready, waiting for the enemy. We believe that if you decide to go ready, it's because you are ready and you cannot change that back. So you better make sure that you're sure on what you want to do. And it kind of gives a dynamic to the player of having to know when to do certain things. We also have this other change that would be, I would say, would be the balance. A lot of the units weren't really that easy to understand. So not only we changed some tricks to make them easier to understand, but also we reworked some of them, like the way they were worded, so it's easier to understand and not have that many keywords.
Before we wrap up, are there any other updates or changes players should know about heading into CB2? And while we know the new maps won't be part of CB2, can you give us a sneak peek or teaser of what's coming in future updates?
Hmm. Okay, let me see what I can show you. Actually, I'm going to give you a hint of something that's already in the server, in the community server, that actually teases something that's coming over soon, really, really soon, if possible. Um, and that will have to do with the tournament that we're hosting. You can try and check over the few channels that we have, try to look at the sneak peeks, look for them. You'll see what we have there hidden, waiting to be uncovered.
Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today, TurkFrog. It's always amazing to hear from the team, and we can't wait to dive into CB2. Any final words for the Tricky Tactics community before we sign off?
Thank you for inviting me over to have a little chat here. It was really fun to plan this video with you, and also um, keep in mind that everything we're doing it's mostly pure passion for or already there Clash Mini and also our love for the game. We really like how the future of Tricky Tactics is looking, and we're looking forward to making sure that the things we deliver are things that we're proud of. That's partially one of the reasons that we changed a lot of the stuff more than once. We also had these ideas floating over. We made some decisions for the game, how to improve the performance. We also made sure that iOS is coming this time. And also, I would say one thing that I really like about this community is the way that they let us know what they think, and also that there is trust. I want to make sure that we're connected to the community and we're really transparent about it. I would say there is big thing coming, and I can't wait for you guys to not only see the stuff that we cooked, but also to play it and try them out, try our new units or new artifacts, and all things that are coming this year.